What the f? Yo, what the hell is up everyone? Welcome back to Reviews with Jake and my first review of the year and my first video review ever. I just got back from 2020's The Grudge. I never saw the Japanese original version of the film Ju-on, but like most people I saw the 2004 Americanized version with Sarah Michelle Gellar. And like most people, it scared the hell out of me when I was a kid. A cool little factoid about the original film that you might not know, I know I didn't, was that the original Japanese film Ju-on and the direct sequel to that film were directed by Takeshi Shimizu. Sorry if I bombed that. Who also directed the Americanized Grudge 1 and 2 and was an executive producer for the third film. Actually pretty cool to see a director get a chance to tell a story twice for two different cultures and audiences. Now our boy TS is what we'll call him for simplicity's sake, was not involved in the 2020 version of the film that I just saw. While searching through IMDb, the only person I could find that had any ties to the original films, the Americanized or the Japanese, was Sam Raimi, who actually produced the Americanized versions. So there was at least some tie there, but I was curious to see if that would be enough to keep the essence of this franchise intact. So let's get started. How I generally like to format these is I like to put the positives up front, then I go with the negatives, and then I give an overall verdict. So now would be the time to come up with some positives. Seriously, what the f? I guess there were a few, certainly not all strong performances, including Lin Shaye, who did an outstanding job. And I did appreciate some of the over-the-top gore in the film, which was wildly entertaining, but I did think that it was a little overcompensating at times for lack of, well, anything else to grab onto. I say this because these positives are stretches. This movie was awful. Now I watched the 2004 Sarah Michelle Gellar Americanized version actually the day before so I could go into this movie primed up and ready for comparison. The horror elements in that movie hold up to this day because horror, when done correctly, is timeless. There's some very effective sequences in that movie. This film, on the other hand, had none of that, and that is established very definitively even in the first 5 minutes of the film. Now, I'm obviously not going to get into spoilers, but if you compare the first 5 minutes of this film and the first 5 minutes of the 2004 version, you can tell just from that alone which one's going to be the more impactful, effective, and superior movie. It's that obvious. The story itself was super messy and just all over the place. It juggled a lot of different time periods and I didn't feel like it did it very well. It also made a lot of plot decisions that I felt like went completely against the lore established in previous films. And even if you ignored the previous films, I still feel like if you just looked at this movie in itself, it contradicts itself. Now I can forgive all of that if the movie was just, well, scary. This film was not. It had just awful tension building with exclusively jump scares. Like, not even good ones. It had a lot of random elements from the original film that were creepy and effective when they were used then, but I had no idea how to use them. All in all, this movie was insanely disappointing. To be completely honest, it just felt like terrible fan fiction. They even forced the word grudge into one of the explanations to explain the supernatural event that was going on. What is this? What's killing us? It appears to be some kind of grudge. Just felt super unnatural. But if that's not bad enough, they also forced Ju-on into it. Seriously. This is not set in Japan. This doesn't have any Japanese characters. But for some reason they're like, what is this? What's killing us? It appears to be some kind of Ju-on. Jesus H. Christ. This film had no charm to it whatsoever and seriously was needing and missing that TS touch that the other films had. I seriously rocked back and forth on whether this was going to be the first F I've ever given a movie. I was very close, but I was like, you know what? It's my first video review. I want to show that I'm an optimist. I actually enjoy going to the movies despite what this film presented me. So I decided to scrape the barrel for some optimism and I pulled it out of the red and into the orange. The deep, deep, deep orange. I'm gonna give The Grudge a D-. Why? Why can't the first movie I see any year be a good damn movie? This is my curse. But that's just me. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below if you agree or disagree with any of it. Otherwise, make sure you're subscribed to this channel to stay up to date with more video reviews coming real soon. Thanks for checking in.